That's what
Oh,
it
there's
says.
a microphone.
There's even a microphone.
How do I tell if people are talking?
I don't know.
Oh, we're having technical difficulties. Shocking.
Bear with us.
Technical difficulties.
Show live chat.
Where's the chat?
I don't know. Can anybody see us? Can anybody hear us? We're having some serious difficulties here. Sorry.
And I can't read that from up there.
Oh, it's not sideways anymore. Sweet.
Alright.
Okay, well, we'll just close this thing down, unless you're going to read from that, because you can watch us on there.
I'm gonna try and read for this. And
I'm going to go over there now.
Hi, everybody. How do I get to where I can read everybody's?
Why don't you talk to people first?
What should we talk about?
I don't
Upcoming projects? Is that what you name that? Upcoming
Yeah, some
projects
upcoming projects.
and fun things. Oh boy, fun things. Right now, YouTube is not being a very fun thing.
No.
Yeah.
Give us 2 seconds here, just trying to get to the live feed. Good grief.
If anybody out there can make YouTube simpler, that'd be great. You keep clicking that button.
I'm clicking a lot of buttons. Nope. Live streaming.
Are we live
Nope.
streaming?
We're live streaming. Yeah, people are chatting in, but
Where?
Here,
Maybe I should get on my phone.
Maybe.
Here, you talk.
Oh, sorry about the difficulties here. Just having a heck of a time with this. It's not cooperating. So I don't know what we're doing wrong. Yeah, you're right. YouTube has been a real pain lately. So,
So it says live now. Where do I click?
click on live now. See what happens.
Live now, right
Oh,
here.
okay. There we are.
Hey, it's
Okay.
us.
So
Right there.
show us the.
Hey, there's 18 people watching us make a fool out of
Great.
ourselves. Yay.
Awesome.
Thank you. How do I find the comments?
There should be a drop down.
I did the drop down. There's nothing there. Drop down.
Now we really look like fools at this point. This is awesome. Now we really look like fools at this point. This is Turn your volume down.
Oh,
Okay, there we go.
I can't see anybody's comments. There's still 18 people watching us
Oh.
make a fool out of ourselves, so yay. I can't read that. Do you have to do it on your phone because I'm not
No.
subscribed?
Oh, that could be.
Well, get out your phone.
Okay.
Oh, it's up there.
We'll just lean forward so I can read the comments. Make that 19, right?
I
Okay.
have to go get my glasses 'cause
19 people are watching. Us make fools of ourselves again. That's amazing. Okay. Well, she's working on some more 20. Thanks, Joe. Thanks. So I guess while we're working on the technical difficulty end of things, I was hoping to use a nice fancy microphone. Nah. But at least I know last time we did this, we had some folks that were saying that they were having a hard time hearing us. So we thought, okay, well, we'll hook up a microphone. I hope everybody can hear this okay. So anyways, we got some upcoming projects and stuff, but there's a few things I want to talk about. So there's another YouTube guy out there, West Desert Shooter. Not sure if he's on here yet or not, but he turned me on to VidMe. And so we've been transferring all of our videos over to VidMe. and they're not nearly as restrictive as YouTube. Now we're still gonna keep posting here on YouTube, just because it's still working. Surprisingly, the second to last video I posted about should we or should we not, um, just because YouTube even demonetized that one. It was just like, it was just boom, they were done. Hey, oh, look, I'm online too, chatting with myself. That's neat.
It's the only way I can read it without getting my glasses.
Okay, well, I'll move over so you can come read. Um, so, I don't know what VidMe will turn out to be, whether it'll be a good thing or a bad thing, but at least as of right now, it is a lot less restrictive than YouTube has become. And it's pretty easy to use. It's pretty easy to navigate. It's not quite like YouTube, that we're all obviously probably more used to, but it's okay. I'm still kind of getting used to it. I've only been on it for a couple days, but it's better. So in a lot of ways, just the simple fact that they're not flagging us for every little thing we do.
Mopar Madman, I've not tried to upload to private first. That you lost me at upload. Sorry.
No.
Watcher from Ireland.
John from Ireland. Your weather is probably a lot like ours here in Washington today, because every time I see anything from Ireland, it's always like gloomy. Not knocking Ireland, just the weather. So anyways, I don't want to, spend an hour talking about VidMe, but I do. I am thoroughly unimpressed with YouTube lately. They've just been flagging videos left and right, and even the Creedmoor build when I went out and test fired that yesterday, they already flagged that one again. So I requested a desktop review on that, and so far I have been successful in winning every one of them. But I'm just afraid that's going to change. And the gun thing, ooh, bad word, gun. And there was another big mass shooting today down in Texas, 20-something people dead so far, which is insanity. And of course, they blame the gun, not the guy behind the gun pulling the trigger, which is more insanity. But so I suspect that there'll be some more restrictions in the future. So I don't know where to go with this. It's stupid. But what do you do?
Ernie Caldwell wants to know, how do you get Disney? I have no idea. What? I don't know. What's Disney? Is that other than the guy with the ears? I don't know about any other. Yeah, Ernie, what do you mean? What do you mean by Disney? I'm lost. Then again, we're trying to live chat.
Yeah.
So. William wanted us to wave it ourselves. We're waving.
That's all right. Any other questions in there yet? No? Okay. So, okay. Well, apparently this is working. So, VidMe. It's vid.me, vid.me. And that is where you can find other videos. And so right now that channel, that website is not nearly as restrictive as YouTube has become. So,
John Burke wants to know, will we be seeing any hunting videos on this channel? I think you'll not only see hunting videos, but the bloopers and outtakes, because we're famous for those. So yes, I can't imagine we wouldn't have some hunting videos coming. We have late buck coming.
Yeah, late buck is not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. So we'll be out. We went out deer hunting. We've been so busy. We only got to hunt a couple days. So we didn't really get much for footage. And then the weather turned just horrible on us. So getting camera equipment out was almost impossible. We just don't have the type of equipment to use for that. But yes, hunting equipment or hunting videos, definitely. We would like to get that stuff out there.
Ernie said that the Disney is for other videos. So I'm going to spend a half second and see if I can figure out
Oh,
what that's all about. Hold on.
okay. So we'll look at that, I guess.
Thanks, Dalton.
Oh, right on.
Love to you folks in Texas. Sorry to hear about what
Yeah,
happened today.
crazy.
That's
Craziness.
I got family in Texas, so
Yeah, not too far from where that happened. So we're hoping to get some footage of some deer hunting videos in here in a couple weeks when late buck opens up, and that'll be pretty much in the rut. And so we're hoping to get some stuff shot for some footage there. That'd be kind of cool.
Mark would like to know, are you planning any custom varmint caliber builds?
Not right this minute, I'm not, but would like to entertain it. We've got some pretty good varmint rifles already. So
We just would like to go varmint hunting.
yeah, we'd like to go
I'd
varmint
love
hunting.
to
Really,
go varmint
yeah,
hunting.
go out and knock down some prairie dogs.
Nick Hanson's watching from Iowa. I heard there's good varmint hunting in Iowa.
Oh,
We've
so
got a Copenhagen
yeah,
drum.
Nick, my folks and my brother are back in Iowa, Sac City and Correctionville. That's where they live. I am not from there.
Correctionville?
Correctionville, yeah, that's a fantastic name. That's where bad people go to get corrected.
So, yeah.
How far away are you from Sac City? That's on the east or the west side, not too terribly far from Omaha, Nebraska, I don't think. But
Gone Commando, how's the business going? Looking forward to seeing some upcoming content. Well, we spent some very good quality husband and wife time yesterday working on the website. Wow, isn't that a good time? We've got 2 pages up and running.
Yeah, 2 pages are kind of done, but
we're working on it.
The business is going good. FFL is all approved. I'm just waiting for that little piece of paper to come in the mail, but it's all been approved, which we kind of expected anyways. But I just need that little piece of paper so I can start really doing business. But we have roughly 40 orders potentially out there right now. So business is good. I just need that piece of paper, but it'll come.
Luke is watching while he's working down in New Zealand. I think I should have gone to work in
New Zealand.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I want to go to New Zealand.
Any of these places sound good except for Correctionville, Iowa. I don't think,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right. Yeah,
Nick,
brother, if you're watching,
yeah.
That's a terrible name of a town.
It's a horrible name.
But he's not watching. He never
No.
watches.
So what else do we have going on out there? We have you're building your Creedmoor.
Well, the Creedmoor's done. So the next project I think will probably be the Remage, just because I already have all the pieces. I don't have the stock yet, but
Explain what a Remage is for those.
So a Remage, to be honest, I'm not that familiar with them, but the sort of the simplistic version of it is you cut the barrel to 16 TPI on the tenon, and that allows you to screw that in with a barrel nut. You have to order the barrel nut, and it basically turns a Remington action into a Savage. Now there's some barrel work. You still have to cut the nose into the barrel and things like that. But so I will be building a Remage here. Actually, I'll probably start on that here real quick and get all that content shot. And I'll probably be fairly in depth on YouTube with it, not totally just because of the time involved, but I think that I will probably shoot actually a huge amount of footage on that from a start to finish Remage build, and I think we're going to look at putting that on the DVDs.
So Joe Rochester, you flinging that thing over is funny. Stop it. Joe said, "Are you ever going to do a rifle build with a? Is that chassis?
Chassis.
Okay, because I don't have my glasses on. Sorry, I'm not wearing them. So Joe wants to know, are you ever going to do a rifle build with a chassis?
Yes, I have thought about that. The problem I have with that is I have a hard time finding what I like. I would like to do a a build with a chassis for somebody else, because personally, if it was a gun I was going to build for myself, I probably wouldn't actually be that happy with it. I just don't like I'm not a big fan of the feel of them. I'm not knocking them. I think they're actually really good, but they're just not that comfortable to me. But yes, I would love to build one, and I would love to record the whole thing and post it, because that would be a lot of fun. And I'll probably wind up getting a request from somebody.
West Desert Shooter, if you tell him the audio is much better with this mic and it sounds great, he's going to keep shoving it in my face every time I want to say something. Hello, Cameron Schmidt from Southwest Kansas. That's my boss's last name. So you must be probably as amazing as he is.
El Paso.
Mark, definitely. We are too looking forward to building the DVD series.
Yeah.
That will be a good time, fun.
So real quick, I appreciate everybody's feedback on that. It was literally 100% positive feedback. And we looked at doing some other options with downloadable stuff, but the cost is just prohibitive. I mean, we could do it, but I don't think anybody's going to be happy having to pay that kind of money.
So JT wants to know, where did you learn to work on guns? Just self-taught or passed down from your pop? The only thing I got passed down from my pop was a headache. So I would have to say that's a lot of trial, error, anger, frustration.
No, it's a lot of it is just a lot of self-taught. A huge amount of it self-taught, but it's not 100% self-taught. I did go to Penn Foster. I graduated Penn Foster Gunsmith College, but where I learned most of it was actually just from myself, and just researching and reading and trial and error. And believe me, I have messed up a fair amount of my own things, so I don't mess up yours.
Nick says that he coyote hunts a bunch, and to come on up, that'd be over, and don't tempt me, because I really could leave to go coyote hunting. Hello from El Paso, Texas. Howdy, another Texas person. I'm sorry about that today. Do you recommend Bell and Carlson stocks or Boyd's? I'm a Boyd's girl, but I just got my Boyd's.
Bell and Carlson's are really nice stocks too. I like them a lot. There's nothing wrong with the Bell and Carlson stock. I prefer Boyd's just because 90% of the Boyd's are they're you can work with them more. So I like Boyd's more. Not Bell and Carlson's aren't as customizable, I guess.
Welcome, Joshua. He just started following.
Welcome.
Dream hunts, West Desert Shooter. It's funny that you mentioned that, because we were up, were we scouting that weekend, or were we actually hunting that weekend? And I turned over to Kurt and I said the same thing. I said, if you could do one hunt that you wanted, what would it be and why? And then of course he asked me the same question, probably because we were a little cold. Dream hunts for me, hands down, cougar hunt. That's always been something I've wanted to do, and just have never gone out and done it. But if I had a once in a lifetime, I'd go coyote or cougar.
I would probably go with I was on the radio a couple weeks ago, Husker Radio, back in Nebraska, North Platte, Nebraska. And when the radio interview was all done and stuff, it was about a 30-minute deal over the air. Rick Wyndham back there invited me to come on out and hunt 3-4 days for coyote, prairie dogs, all that kind of stuff. And I think that would be a blast for me. Just, shooting small things at long ranges, that'd be pretty cool. So that'd be my dream hunt.
AK Trader, would you recommend glass bedding the action in stocks that have an aluminum bedding block?
Yep. Yep, I would. The aluminum bedding blocks, 90% of the time don't fit the contour to your action. And so what I do is I take a Fordham tool or a die grinder, basically, or not a die grinder, but Dremel, and I chip up that aluminum block just a little bit, and I skim bed that. And that allows for 100% contact, but you still have the aluminum block in there for the rigidity of the of that action to stock. And so it really tightens them up. You don't have to do it. Honestly, if you're not having a problem, if you're getting really, really good groups, I would not do it. But if you're shooting a 1-inch group, yeah, I'd do it.
JT just bought a new Winchester MD. Congratulations.
Can I have a new gun too? Yeah, you can see that answer.
Sure. Do I get to put my list of things I want up?
When we're done.
Oh, okay.
What else do we have?
Oh, would be nice if you set up a hunting rifle.
Be more specific. What kind of hunting rifle are you talking about? Because I mean, the 243 Ackley and the Creedmoor, I mean, you can hunt with them both, obviously, but obviously they're also pretty heavy. Could do well, I do have another 243 I built that has a much lighter barrel on it.
John wants to know, for both of you, one gun you could never part with. One? I have to narrow it to
Bad
one.
question.
We
No.
were just looking at buying another 40 gun safe today.
80 gun. We were looking at an 80 gun
sorry.
safe.
Yeah. I don't know. My grandfather has passed down a lot of rifles. We don't shoot them. We just have them, I think. So I don't know as if one would be more or higher up on the scale than the other. That's like asking you to give a kidney or pick,
If you're talking about a rifle, the rifle I would not part with is my 243 Ackley. 108 grain. That'll take down everything from a prairie dog to a moose. And I know there's a lot of people that want to argue that, but ballistics are ballistics, and that is a fact. I'm not saying you could take one down at 1,000 yards, but they're cheap to reload. They're cheap to purchase, all the components for. Minimum recoil, super accurate. I probably personally wouldn't part with the Ackley or just a standard 243, either one actually.
I'd keep the guns and trade him in before I got rid of the guns.
I see where I stand.
Well, it's the same way. Don't kid yourself. Joshua wants to know, do you work strictly on Savage actions or do you also work on Remington?
No, Remingtons too. Yeah, definitely Remingtons. Remingtons and Savage primarily, just because they're highly customizable. So those primarily Savage, just because I enjoy them so much that they're so simple, but they're just a good round. Or an action, and especially when you start looking at the triggers and stuff, I mean, they're just good. The floating bolt heads, but yeah, Remingtons do, and other stuff.
Nick, sorry, William, we're gonna get back to you. Nick says thoughts on the 224 Valkyrie. Go, you guys are going too fast. Hold on. Going to be putting one of those together as soon as Proof Research chambers it.
I've read a little bit into them. So far, they sound pretty impressive. Don't actually know that much about them. They're kind of a well, they're a new one. They're a Wildcat.
Okay, so William says the wall behind us is out of balance and we need another deer mount. William, I have to say the last time we went live, I was sitting kind of something like this, and I sort of had horns, which we had to find a new place to sit. But our house has
there's all kinds of animals. It's all through the house. Yeah.
There's a empty wall here, though, for anybody who wants to give him a hard time, because my bear has still not yet to appear on the wall.
The elusive bear, still after my bear.
So, William, if you could just remind him whenever you send a message in that I do need a beer, not a beer. Well, I could take one of those too, or a deer. So, Jose would like a video where you aim your scope to bullseye and explain how do you get it, distance, etc. So you'll have to work on that.
You write that down. Okay.
So
I will do that, sir.
aim. Oop, my pen is. Okay. Video aim scope to bullseye. And how? Not who. How? Okay. So. Ooh. Franco wants to know, what about a running target? Do you practice? Usually just on him. We don't usually practice on a running target. But here in Washington, the wind every time we go out usually is blowing pretty hard, so everything moves. John Burke, he says he's going to buy an 80 gun safe for us. Oh, I'm sorry, I read that wrong.
Oh.
He said an 80 gun safe would be a dream here. Gun laws here aren't that good. Very few people with over 10 guns out of anyone in the whole country is anywhere near 80. You haven't lived with us. Yeah, we're going to put them in our closet. That's how many we have. So.
We got to block this freak guy. No, I'm not watching your YouTube channel, man. Stop advertising on our spot here. We're talking.
What is our largest trophy from Cameron Schmidt?
Probably
the deer behind us.
Yeah. Hold the mic.
Oh, we're holding the mic. Thanks, Desert Shooter. I really wanted to hold this little mic thing. And we're going to pan, so bear with us as we go in. Oh, that's kind of glary, but okay.
That's all right. That guy.
Yeah.
So that's
truly Kurt's biggest trophy is me, but you know.
That's my big trophy.
Yeah,
that is that's a huge blacktail. You don't see blacktails like that too often. Not that they're not out there, and there's bigger ones out there, but for a blacktail in Western Washington, that is a huge deer. And so that was a monster.
Okay, so Franco would like to know which one is best in your opinion, 6.5 by 47 Lapua or I think he meant 6.5 Creedmoor. He wrote creep, but I'm not sure.
Don't be creepy, Franco. So this might stir up a little controversy, but that's okay. I would say that the 6.5 by 47 Lapua. A couple of reasons. You can use a small rifle primer. They're slightly more consistent. They can handle higher pressures, and the neck on the case is longer. So as your bullet or as the barrel erodes, you can chase that erosion forward with the bullet without the bullet falling out of the case. So that's why I've chosen to go with the Lapua over the Creedmoor, just because it does have some benefits to it. And it's also winning a huge number of matches on the PRS matches. So just because of consistency and stuff.
Joshua, if you know where there's a bear that needs to be on my wall, because he says no bear in the house, a bear has to go in the house, you let me know. I'll send him over.
We'll video the whole thing if you know where to find a bear.
Yeah. Let's see. Nick wants to know, do you work on Kimber actions? I have a Kimber 84 varmint in 204. I want to put a proof research barrel on.
We can do that too.
Dalton, why 6.5 by 47 over 6 by 47 Lapua? You already have 6mm bullets.
So the 6.
Bow Hunter says the mic is working, so neither one of us have to hold it.
Oh,
that's amazing.
Okay.
Thank you
for that. We'll just set it down here.
Yeah.
So the 6.5, obviously you can go with heavier bullets. So the further you shoot, the more energy that bullet is going to carry down range. So I get a lot more impact energy at 1,000 yards with a 6.5 versus the 6mm. That's not knocking the 6mm because I'm a huge fan of 6mm stuff, but you can definitely get those to fly a little bit further with more energy. So that's why.
Jose, any thoughts on the 6.5 300?
Oh, that's kind of new. I don't know that much about it, to be honest. At least not yet, but I have a feeling it's going to catch on. but they are pushing that 6.5 out of those at crazy speeds. Part of me has to think that perhaps that's too fast, but we'll see. Time will tell.
Let's see. Mopar Man 6.5 Creed has small rifle primers in. I don't.
Yeah, you can get them.
Brass?
Yeah, you can get the 6.5 Creedmoor with small rifle primers. I've heard that. I've yet to see one available at any local places, but I have heard that. I have not researched that much yet.
CCW22LR wants to know which bullet would you start out with for a 24-inch 223 1 in 12 twist. I want the longest effective range for steel and P-dogs. Oh, prairie dogs? I want to go for that. Where do I come? I want a prairie dog hunt.
Oh, 1 in 12 twist, man. That for a 223, that is slow.
Yeah.
And you're down in the 50 grains. You really need to. You really should probably think about upping that twist to 1 in 8 or 1 in 7, maybe even.
How do you block this person?
I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll get back to that. So Derek the Great Gonzo, great name. I like the 6 Dasher a lot for my 1,000-yard. The heavier, bigger bullet for the 6.5 does carry more power. Franco says in big calibers, 300 Win Mag or 300 Norma Magnum. Your opinion, please.
I'm not going to knock the 300 Norma because I think it's going to be a great. Well, I think it is great, but the 300 Win. When you start looking at availability for cases and stuff like that, you're probably going to find that you're going to have a few more options out there. So until it really starts catching on and getting bigger, I'd stick with the 300 Win. Just my opinion on that.
Anybody who cares to know, Freak Gaming DK was just banned. I figured out which button to push.
Grief.
Sorry. We have to go back because AK Trader wanted to know 264 Win Mag or 26 Nosler.
I would probably go with the 26 Nosler. I would go with that. That is, again, I don't own one of those, but I have heard some really, really good things. I've read a lot of articles on them, talked to some folks on them. 26 Nosler, that's where my bet would be.
Okay, where are we at? If you had to choose one for friendly, chambering for hunting coyotes, what would it be?
Fur-friendly hunting coyotes, 223. Keep it simple. 223 is a really good round. You can just get them with a full metal jacket. You're not blowing fur out the other side. Get something. Don't shoot them with hollow points or heavily expanding bullets. Just shoot them with something that's going to stay together, and that way you're just poking a hole in and out. It'll lock them down. I've killed coyotes with just a 22, and just a standard 22, and it's even just a standard 22 because they're primarily just lead. Can still blow a pretty good hole on the other side. So full metal jacket 223.
Derek the Great Gonzo, my Cooper 223 has a 1 in 12 twist. I'm hand loading 40 grainers and it stacks them in one ragged hole.
Yep. And that's probably where you're going to be is in that real lightweight stuff with that is you're not going to stabilize anything up in the high 60s, low 70s. Unfortunately, it's too slow. It's not going to stabilize those bullets very well. But hey, if you're punching ragged holes,
what can you complain about? Yeah. So Mr. Hernandez would like to know, do you think the old 30-06 will survive the new 6.5 WSM and other new calibers?
Yeah, the 6
tried and true.
Yeah, it is.
Tried and true.
It's been around since 1906.
Mm-hmm.
It's been around a long time. They sell the crap out of them. You go to Cabela's or Bass Pro or whatever, and they are. There's nothing wrong with them. There's been competitions won with a 30-06. So they're not. Obviously, can it be beat? Of course, it can be beat, but there's nothing wrong with those. That's good stuff.
So what else do we have new and upcoming?
I would say the the biggest thing we've got is probably the DVD series. So those of you that are logged on right now, one last question: do you think it's worth it to do the DVD series? Is it something that everybody was truly interested in? Do you think? Because I don't have to necessarily make a lot of money on this stuff, but I would at minimum we got to break even. I can't. We put out a huge amount of money this year with the lathes and the mills and just tons of stuff, all the tooling and different things that not that we didn't have a lot to begin with, but we literally just thousands upon thousands of dollars to get this going. So putting out more money right now is questionable on whether or not we would see that return to us fairly quickly. So just a
Then
curiosity.
again, if it helps out there in the world,
It does.
we're
Right,
not in it
right.
for money. So
Yeah, we're not. I mean, obviously we're a business. We have to be in it for the money, but again, we don't have to be in it to if it costs
to
me
get rich quick.
if it costs me $10, and we still don't know the prices yet, but if it costs me $10, I'm not going to sell it for 100, right? So
Okay. So CCW22LR, do you recommend skim bedding a stock that comes with an aluminum bed block, or just torquing it and calling it good? Ooh,
skim bed it.
yeah.
Definitely skim bed it. Rough it up first, though. Give that skimming something to grab onto. You got to rough that up a little bit. So yeah, skim bedding. That's good stuff.
When you go P-Dog shooting, the 143 ELDX in the 6.5 Creedmoor is a hammer.
I would suspect so.
I would hope so.
There's nothing left, is there? Nothing.
That's
gone.
the videos where they poke their little head up and then you shoot them and they go about 40 feet in the air and explode. So
I'm sure that's what happens.
Yeah. So will you retry the egg challenge using the 6.5 Creedmoor?
No, but I will retry the egg challenge with the 6.5 Lapua.
Yeah. And I'm also going to try it with my 243 and not his.
Yeah, because she was shooting mine last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dirk the Great Gonzo. He says you explain things well.
I try.
Beginning gunsmithing is hard.
Yep.
It's a lot of trial. It's a lot of error. It's a lot of mess. Have a good support system.
And it's not just the gunsmithing. I'm a very mechanical person. I understand all that stuff. It's the business. It's the, how do you get your name out there? It's all the stuff that you don't think about. Gunsmithing is, it's got its challenges, but
John, thanks for watching. He says it's 11:40 here and he has to be up early.
Good night, John.
Yes, thank you for watching. Get some good sleep. Pierce would like to know, can you rebarrel a Ruger M77?
Could I? I'm sure I probably could. To be honest, I don't have any experience with the M77, but I'm sure I could. Type.
Where'd you pick that up?
Mm-hmm.
Mark says yes on the DVD series.
Okay.
John's going to bed because it's late. He made it to 11:40. I don't even think I could make it to 8:40. There is red mist and guts left, Derek the Great Gonzo said. 143 would be
more
a
huge...
like
mist.
Yeah. Well, he said there's red mist and guts left. Prairie dog hunting, coyote hunting, any of those varmint hunts, I think if you watch some of the YouTubes, I can't wait to do one of our own because I can't wait to shoot something like that. Bowhunter 99, have you done much work on triggers? I think he's done
lots.
Way more work on triggers than anything else.
Lots of work on triggers. Remington, Savages, Glocks, you name it. I've done a ton of trigger work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the last really cool one you had was on the old hunting rifle that you did where it had, 0.08 pound trigger pressure or something like that.
Oh, my 7mm had a 2-ounce trigger. 2 ounces.
Gears of Abby, I can't tell if that is a pop-up ad or not. Cats or dogs? This is the most important question.
Goodbye. No.
Yeah, well, dogs, but anyway. Cameron wants to know, remove copper fouling or leave it?
That will depend. Typically speaking, leaving copper fouling in is a good thing. There is a thing called copper equilibrium. You can look at Tiborosaurus Rex. He explains that very, very well on YouTube. I have found that a fouled barrel shoots better than a clean barrel in just about every gun that I own. However, I've also had a gun that shot good clean and bad fouled. So you'll have to just test it. And what'll happen usually is you start shooting, you get the barrel fouled, groups tighten up, and at some point those groups begin to open back up again, in which you have to clean it and then start back over. But it can be several hundred rounds.
Pierce says he's going to rebarrel his Ruger M77 Mark II 300 Winchester mag, but I've never seen it done.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. A lot of people rebarrel the M77s.
First question from Dwayne. He says, I have a Stevens 200 270 caliber. The front forearm of the stock flexes a bit. The barrel is already floated.
The problem with the flex in the stock is it's just hard to aim, especially if you're in a weird position and you're trying to move and get on target. That flex, you can see it in the scope. It's not optimal. If you can tighten that up, sometimes just pouring glass bedding down the fore end of the stock, smoothing that off, giving a little quick sand, just to clean it up, make sure it's still free floated, will often solve that problem.
Do you use Barnes bullets?
I have used Barnes bullets. They perform on game. I shot a fallow deer that's hanging up in another room. The Barnes bullets shoot they're excellent expansion. They're really, really good on game. But I don't shoot them for long range. Some of the coefficients aren't quite up to where other manufacturers are yet, but they're good.
The 6.5 Creedmoor that we built, he wants to know if it's for you or me, and that answer was
this guy.
That guy. Yeah. He gets all the good stuff ish. And the Lapua is for you too. I need a new gun.
As soon as I'm done with the Lapua.
What if I can't sneak mine in? You had one, then my turn, and then your turn. He doesn't want to answer that because the answer is no. That's okay. Cameron says, thanks. There's so many different opinions. I appreciate your telling and explaining these things simply. Well, we are just regular people, so.
And our opinion is just our opinion.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean we're right. So, the best thing is to figure out what you want and, get what you want.
Mm-hmm. Do you think 5R rifling is beneficial or just a new gimmick?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you think 5R rifling is beneficial or just a new gimmick?
I don't think it's a gimmick. I think it's fine. It's not my personal preference, but I'm not opposed to it at all. I prefer the Schillen ratchet rifle, which is just 4 grooves, but on the lands, it is cut on one end, and we're actually going to put a video up on that here, probably in the not too distant future. So, but not a gimmick.
Joshua, I like the way you think. He does need to build me one too. We do have to find something separate because if it ends up like everything else, we have 3 or 4 Glocks, we have 3 or 4 ARs.
Yeah.
So we do try and build things separate, one for one and one for the other. That way we can trade. It's kind of like, brothers and sisters who trade clothes or cars or, whatever else. So I'll have to let you know what I decide I want him to build me. Oh, I like that.
See what you've done?
Thanks, Joshua. You're a pal.
Now I have to build another gun.
Oh, darn. Look at him. He's heartbroken.
Shedding a tear.
Pierce would like to know what your thoughts on Vortex Viper and Razor rifle scopes. Gosh, I feel like I've been drinking.
Vortex Viper. I've owned a Vortex Viper or 2. The one I had was having a hard time coming back to 0. I'm hoping to get my hands on a Razor soon. However, that is not, I don't have anything solid on that yet. They're quite pricey. But I would love to put one through the paces. And actually, I'm hoping to be able to pick one of those up and mount it to the Lapua. That's what I'd like to do.
Mopar Man offline would like to talk to you about some stuff. So Mopar Man, we will find a way to connect in with you to talk about gear and
Shoot me an email.
edit and stuff like that on your YouTube. So,
Yep.
and managing the channel on YouTube is like watching water boil. So it's, yeah.
Yep.
Derek the Great Gonzo. I like to build rifles for my family members as gifts. You actually give them out after you build them? God, that would be hard for me. And ask them to keep them in our family as keepsakes. That's
Yep.
amazing. And also, he says I need a new rifle. This is an amazing channel. I need to hang out more here.
Derek called me. Last Monday.
Did he?
Yeah.
How come?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good conversation. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was awesome.
I totally think I need one now. Maybe, yeah. But yeah, giving out them as gifts. I don't know if I could part with them. Half the time we like them so much it's hard to give them back.
No, we don't give them away. No.
And I don't know that I like anybody in our family enough for that. So, but it's cute. Bo 199. Are you as what?
Hold on, real quick. Mopar, go to our website vaughnprecision.com. It may also be the same email address on our YouTube, but it's vaughnprecision@gmail.com. That's our business account. So just there it is. Have at it.
Bo 199. Are you a speed freak or do you gladly sacrifice velocity? Geez, maybe I should drink for stellar accuracy. Are you happy with sub MOA just to go fast?
I'm not a big fan of going fast. I'm a big fan of accuracy. Sometimes accuracy is fast. Sometimes it's slow. It's been my experience that most of the time accuracy is gained somewhere just a little bit under that max speed, and I'm by sometimes 100 feet or more per second. But I have also shot some guns that we've done some custom reloads for that 7mm, perfect example. Good friend of mine shoots a 7mm Ruger, and he was shooting at it was like 2,700 feet a second to get the accuracy he was looking for. Where you can push those up to 3,000. That was 162 grain AMAX. So I'm not about speed. I'm about accuracy. That's, yeah.
And I don't know that it matters how fast it goes. It matters where it gets to.
Right. You know,
I want
if it means you're shooting a little slower and you have to dial an extra click or 2 or 3 or whatever, fine, dial the extra couple clicks. It's not
what the clicks are there for.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, just make sure you got a scope that has that travel. It's one of the reasons I kind of like the SWFAs is because they have so much internal travel. But no, I'm not about speed. And of course, the faster, the hotter you push those things, the sooner that you get to hire me to put a barrel on. So fast. That's the answer. Shoot them fast.
Just reminding y'all that the website is still in progress. So
it is.
It kind of looks choppy, but first and second page are almost done.
Yeah. We've been so busy. It's really hard to work a full-time job, do gunsmithing. I also work for Ballistics AE. You know, we do the website and the YouTubes and this and that. I mean, it's just nuts. It's crazy. It's just, I want to go to Maui.
Can we go right now?
We should go back.
Yeah. Maui was wonderful for anybody who's never gone. But we're talking about guns. So
yeah.
What other rifles does anybody ask us to build once we get our FFL?
So a gentleman from Alaska called me the other day and would like me to do a video on the Savage Mark II. I'm trying to get my hands on one of those, but so far I'm kind of coming up empty, but I'd really like to do that. In the Savage, those Savages are it's a 22. They're competing with some good, like from what I'm reading, they're competing with like Anschutz and stuff, but I don't have that much experience, so I'm hoping to get my hands on one just to do a little review on it.
That guy channel, I like that name too. Shout out from a fellow Washington shooter.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I was watching some of his stuff. That guy channel. We should do a joint video. I don't know how far away you are. We're in the Olympia area, but we should do a joint video. I kind of like your stuff. It'd be pretty cool to go out and have a little challenge.
CCW 22LR just picked up a Savage MK2 off of Gunbroker and put it in a Boyd stock. Good man.
Follow up with me. Let me know how that thing shoots. I keep hearing so much good stuff.
Derek the Great Gonzo, they are pinned barrels on the Mark II. I have one I got in 2000 and a TRRSR I got 2 years ago. I had to have Savage rebarrel the TRRSR because it was toast from the factory. Well, we know all about toasted barrels from the factory.
Yeah, we do.
Had an interesting conversation.
Brand spanking new Remington Sendero I bought for $1,350 at a bad barrel right out of the factory.
Let me tell you what, I'm a really nice person, but when you mess up my gun barrels, I get a little feisty. So, West Desert Shooter, what's your recommendation for the best value bolt gun?
I'm going to say that is a Savage. Probably a Model 12. That's probably the best bang for your buck. You don't have to upgrade the trigger. They're very customizable. Get them to break at under a pound if you want. Floating bolt head, super accurate. Get a Savage.
AK Trader, I'm an Alaska guy. Oh, he's the Alaska guy. If you want to mess with my Mark II, call me and we might be able to work something out.
Let's do that.
CCW 22LR will do, man. Hoping it will be a good trainer to get my girlfriend into long range shooting. Can't wait to see how far we can hit pop cans with. If you're anywhere near, I'm going to start, hopefully here as soon as the weather kind of comes back, some more female friendly type, what we want to call those videos. I think it's important, for women shooters out there to know that there are a lot of other women shooters, and sometimes it's hard to get into, and sometimes it's a little disconcerting because it's a man's world, if you want to call it that. But there's nothing wrong with lady shooters, and I think that sometimes we can even outshoot them.
There are days,
depending, more than you think. But I think definitely get her into long range shooting. It's fun. It's incredible to go out in the shop and build your own stuff. So tell her to get on it. And if not, I'll remind her.
And it would be a good trainer too.
Derek the Great Gonzo, Remington has been doing that a lot lately. Well, like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm banned from calling them, but I got my way, so that was all I cared about. Cameron Schmidt wants to add a 1022 to the build list.
Cameron, what would you like to see done to the 1022? Shoot me a couple ideas here real quick on that.
Joshua says, is it possible to shoot the 6.5 Creedmoor out to 2,000 yards?
Yes.
Anything is possible.
It is if you're in the correct elevation. The 6.5 Creedmoor kind of starts to fall on its nose into the transonic, subsonic zone. Here at sea level, right around that 1,600 foot, 1,600 yards. But the higher in elevation you get, you bet it is. In fact, when we were down in Utah, I could shoot the Ackley actually past 2,000 yards. We're like 10,000 feet. So with the density, altitude, and stuff, it's you can, yes.
I think, Joshua, the biggest challenge to shooting that far out is finding a place to shoot that far out.
That's the hardest place.
That's your holdback.
Up in the Uinta Mountains down in Utah, we could actually go out there a couple miles easy. But
Bowhunter99 says lady shooters learn quicker than men. We also
yes, they do.
We do, but we also get a little bit more frustrated. So just keep that in mind. Anybody who's wanting their partner, spouse, friend, to get into it. I learn a lot from him, but be patient. Be patient. And
we're gonna call it 5 minutes here because my battery's dying. I should have plugged it in. Anyways, we're gonna go 5 minutes.
West Desert Shooter says any guy I know wants more women to shoot. Well, that's because there aren't enough of us. So, and I think that's important. I think it's
let's talk about teachers.
Oh, yep. You do that.
Okay, so a couple last announcements here real quick.
2 seconds.
Okay.
Joshua wants to know, how do I get the red elevation?
How do you get the right elevation? Send me an email. Let's talk on that. For all of you pistol shooters out there, there's a Pistol Club app, and I just ordered these and bought them. You can shoot these. You can win prizes. It's pretty cool. Been in contact with Jonathan Rocket, who's developed this, and you can get these on Amazon. They're pretty cool. You have to shoot these at different distances. There's some rules and regulations, but the app is really cool. I just downloaded it myself.
Okay. While he's going on with something else, it's Derek DeConzo said, "Ladies, why aren't you plugging your phone? Ladies are easier to teach than men. Men have always been told to pull the trigger. Women don't know any better, and you can teach them to squeeze the trigger. We do Family Fun Day here. Amazing to hear that folks are out doing stuff with their family. And also, always you can use a Band-Aid on your finger because that works for me when I try and pull.
Band-Aid on the out, Band-Aid on the in. Leave the trigger area dead center in the pad. That's where the trigger goes.
1022 idea. Mill your own receiver with a focus on accuracy. Pierce says, I'm from Utah. So am I. Wondering if you've ever checked out North Springs Shooting Range. No, because we're from Washington, and I very rarely get up there. The
Pistol app is a shooter club or shooting club. Yeah.
You can tell we're really prepared, huh? Loads of bacon. I want loads of bacon.
The Shooting Club. The Shooting Club.
Okay, go with these real fast.
That's your job.
Oh, that's my job.
That's your job.
Oh boy. So my job. I don't know what you wanted to do with these, but we had some shirts made up, Vaughn Precision shirts. I have not that I don't know if you can see them, but they're made up with our logo, and then there's some stuff on the back. So we do have some shirts here. We have 4 extra large. I didn't buy anything else right now because we're still working on them. But we are going to have some apparel out on the website coming out. So feel free to reach out, email or such. We'll have more information soon. But we're going to actually be selling our logo T-shirts.
Yep.
So
not making a killing on these things by any means. They're quality T-shirts. But if anybody wants one, just shoot me an email, vaughnprecision@gmail.com.
I put it on here too.
Let us know.
Is there a site to find Savage Actions and the AccuTrigger with or without a barrel without having to buy a nice gun and restock it with a nice laminate wood stock?
Go to Northwest Shooter Supply. They sometimes have them.
And he's left eye dominant.
Northwest Shooter Supply.
SWFA is the way to go, William. They've been
pretty darn good. I haven't had one fail yet. I've had Leopold and many other high dollar scopes fail on me. I've yet to kill an SWFA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that changes with the Vortex Razor, but again, we're in a totally different class of scopes.
I don't know that we've got lots of other stuff coming up.
Yep,
so
we do. All right,
bear with us,
folks. We're going to sign out.
We'll get the YouTube thing figured out too.
Yep.
Bear with us. The new intro is amazing. We have a great friend that's working on them for us.
Madrona Video, madronavideo.com. My buddy Chris over there does a great job. Good guy.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, y'all.
Okay, folks. I'm going to kill the camera because it's going to kill itself. See ya.
Bye.